Let's take a look at how do we do this stepwise selection in R. And we will still use this reg subset function to do this, but we will have to supply the method argument for this function. We can do method equal to forward or method equal to backward to indicate forward stepwise and backward stepwise. And here is my forward stepwise selection. Let's run it and take a look. So this one, I use all variables to be considered for this forward stepwise. And if we do the summary, it will just give you like similar kind of, it's even wider. Do this. So this give you the best subset for one variable, two variable, like up to 19 variables. Okay, and well, maybe it's a little bit hard to compare in this way. This is the backward stepwise selection give you this result. And actually, if you carefully compare this to forward stepwise selection, the best one variable model have only CRBI, and the best two variable models additionally include hits. But for the stepwise, it's different, right? And for the backward stepwise, it choose this C runs as the best one variable model, and for the second, it add this hits for the best two variable models. Okay, and actually for this data, the best one variable through six variable models, they are identical for all, like for the best subset and forward selections, but like the best seven variables identified by forward stepwise selection, backward stepwise selection, and best subset selection, they will be different. Okay. Well, let me see. Did I make this like this? Oh yes. So this one will give CRBI. This is for the forward. Yeah, I meant to see this forward as identical like for the first six of them, but backward will give you a different best model for many of them comparing to the forward selection. But this is just, it just happens. It can be the same, it can be different. Okay, and let's take a look what this backward selection will recommend us to do. So this is the summary for the backward stepwise selection. And if we use this BIC as our criteria, it will recommend us to use the best subset with the subset with 8 variable in it. And if we use this just R square, it will recommend us to use the model with 11 variables. And you want to look 8, well, I mean to see this. Oh, this is, yeah, I'm meant to compare. This is, I'm meant to compare like, are these coefficients, are they selecting the best model? Are they selecting the same model? Comparing this full, which is the best subset, and this is the forward, this is the backward, and see if they select the same model if you compare. So this is from the best subset, and this is from, I'm hoping that I can, so if you compare, they did not get you the same model, even though they all have 7 variables. Okay, and this is just to show you what I'm saying here. Okay, even though like from 1 to 6, the best subset and forward selection, they're the same, but backward selection do not get the same selection. Okay. Well, there is an alternative way that I mentioned. So, as in all things, there are some other ways to doing R. The way I learned was use the step AIC function in this mass package, which will just return the best model according to this AIC criteria. Okay, so what you do is you fit the null model that you use this. Oh, this is a different data set. Sorry, we use Swiss data set from this library, and this is regressing no variables. So when you do this, tilde with this 1, and this is with all variables if you use this dot. Okay, you fit this null model and the full model to prepare for using the step AIC, and you supply the null model and give it the argument called direction. It can be either forward and backward, but if you do forward, you have to use the null model as the input. But if you do backward, you use a full model. So that is backward, you're starting from the full model, you take things out of it, okay? And or you can also give the scope of the searching, where the lower bound is the null model, where there's no variable in it, and the upper bound, like up to this full model that you specified. So this way you can actually, even though it says full model here, you can actually use less than all variables. You can just pick maybe a subset of all your variables to fit a quote unquote full model. So if you only want to consider that subset of variables, okay. And similarly, you can do. Well, let's just run this. Okay, this is your video null and full model, and this is to use the stepwise AIC. So this will give you like the very much detailed information when you add whichever variable, like how what is the AIC looks like. Okay, this is comparing. This is in a stepwise fashion. Anyway, and yeah, if you do backward selection, oh, even without print the summary, it will directly pop out the output. Okay, I think the summary gave you yeah, the summary gave you yeah, when you do summary, you get a more detailed. Oh no, yeah, they're the same. Never mind. I'll just comment on this. Okay. And yeah, so it basically give you like, so if you look at this forward stepwise, so this is the fertility regress on nothing, and adding different one, it will pick the best with like 213.04. This is based on AIC, and then this is would be your M0. Oh, sorry, M1, and then you go one more step, and based on this model with this AIC, and then you compare, okay, which one will give me like the best, and now you end up with the best model with AIC of 202.18, and then you with this one you add one more. So this is the stepwise with the based on AIC, okay. And eventually, we are reducing the AIC more and more. This will give us the best model. Remember, we want the AIC to be as lower as possible. So this would be your best model. Yeah, because when you add one more, you find the AIC is increasing. So we'll just stay with this one. So yeah, this will be the best model based on AIC, based on forward stepwise selection on the criteria of AIC. Okay, and backward stepwise, just similarly, and you can tell it takes like fewer steps, and we actually end up with the same selection, the same recommended model. Oh no, sorry. Agriculture, education, yeah, they are the same, but they are like they are not in the same order as this one. Okay, but the same model. Okay, and stepwise, you can do with the step AIC, which is a hybrid stepwise, I mean to see. So when you specify the direction, it's both. So this is the model when you do like a mixture of forward and backward. And this will give you, or you also specify the scope with non-model to full model as your range for the selection. And you end up with actually the same result as before, as when we use stepwise, as when we use forward and backward stepwise. Okay, this is how you do stepwise selection. But this one, like this function, will only based on AIC. But if you want to use BIC or adjusted R squared or CP, so a better way would just to have this reg subset function to do the work. Or you can specify the arguments for this one. Okay,